Hey guys, it's Greg Jones for Engine Builder. We are at the 2024 Ultimate Callout Challenge, and with me today is Chuck Dutter. And behind us here is his pulling truck with a turbocharged Duramax, and it's our Diesel of the Week.
Engine Builder's Diesel of the Week is sponsored by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics.
Chuck, pleasure, man.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice meeting you too. Thanks for giving us a little bit of time.
No problem.
You know, we passed the truck a couple times walking the show here and wanted to know more about it, so we appreciate you coming over and
Anytime.
and telling us. You know, start with giving us some background on how you got into truck pulling. You know, how long you've been doing that?
I've been pulling probably about 6 years, and normal street stock, more power. Then you move up to 2.5, and then you more power. I want to run an intercooler. Well, you can't run that in that class. You got to jump to this class, and then you run to that class, and that's how we got to where we're at today.
Yeah,
It's all chasing power.
How many years have you been doing it now?
This is going to be our 7th year.
Okay.
7th year.
All right.
Our 4th year in a 3.0 class. So
very nice.
We've definitely grown up.
Yeah.
Last couple of years, so.
Been figuring it all out.
Trying to, anyway.
Yeah.
It's never figured out. Any given day, any given day.
Right.
It's truck pulling.
Yeah.
It's, kind of the phrase it is. It's truck pulling, so.
Yeah. All right, so you got the Duramax here in the truck. Is there any history behind why Duramax, or have you had different engines in the trucks in the previous years? Or?
I run a Duramax because that's what I run on the street,
Okay.
and I always ran a Duramax, and everybody else has the.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the cookie cutter, but everybody runs, just the Cummins. Throw Cummins in it. Throw Cummins in it. Throw Cummins in it. So I'm not the normal guy. I've always been doing things different, and so I got the brainstorm idea that hey, I'm gonna build a Duramax 3.0, and it's a rough road. It's not used in this application a lot, so there was a lot of R&D and to get behind a couple guys to show you how it's done, and I blew a few of them up and reached out to John Humphrey, who is the Duramax guy. He's one of the Duramax guys. He's always had a Duramax. Always watched him and his son, always pulling and doing well, and I'm made a phone call, and I was just going to buy some parts because we smoked an engine at the end of the one season, and before you know it, I just said, well, you know what, instead of just buying all these parts and we do it here, can you build me an engine? And very quickly the answer was yes. Yeah. And so he got behind the program. Awesome. And built us a Bullet, and it's year after year. We've been working with him for the last 3 years. He does a lot of R&D, a lot of dyno time and passes, and he has a puller as well that piloted by Corey Frank that he grows out, and he's out in the field and just getting the information and getting the data. Nice. And over the last couple of years, it went from an engine builder to a really good friend of ours.
Yeah, well, that's great to hear.
Yep.
Yeah, so Chuck, walk us through the Duramax that you got in here now. I understand it's an LML block.
Yep, we run an LML block, with the secret goodies on the inside to make it run out, balance, billet crank. Any Duramax guy know the crank was a weak point. Billet, and even that, they've probably broken down at Humpy's shop. There was a pile of cranks that comes in, so it does happen. Yeah. We run an LBZ head, iron head, powered, fueled by Extra G. Okay. So we run a Bosch standalone wiring harness, all standalone and all tuned and powered by Extra G and Extra G fuel. We run different injectors for different applications. I've been flirting around in the 3.6 class, running the cut tires. Does really well with that. So we changed the injectors out for that application. Yeah. A lot of billet, fancy, shiny stuff. Wagler has a good part in that. And, putting that stuff on.
Very good.
And a lot of dyno time, and a lot of braking stuff. You're not truck pulling unless you're braking. Right.
So. And so how much horsepower is the Duramax putting out?
As much as all the other top competitors are out there. So it's right there. And over the last couple of years, the leap and bounds. And I remember pulling 5 years ago and having a big, almost fist fight with a guy saying the common rail will never do it. They can never make the power at a peep bump, peep bump, peep bump, peep bump. And now we've fast forward a few years, and a lot of the bigger engine guys are going to the common rail.
Yeah.
The two that I know that are very competitive in every application on any part of the country, because we do a lot of pulling. I probably do about 40 to 45 hooks. I live in the northeast corner of PA.
Okay.
It's a 10-hour ride to come out here, and
Yeah.
then we'll go to Ohio and pull. And everybody's back home like, well, bring your truck here. You live here. You live here. I'm like, I go to that section of town because they say if you want to be the best, you gotta beat the best. So I feel this section of the country have the best tracks that can handle the power that these trucks are putting out. And back home we have some good tracks, and and you get on them and you do okay, and then you look and you're like, well, that truck should have not put that much on me. So a lot of it is the track conditions and things like that.
Sure.
But we have a lot of fun. We travel with a good group of guys. We pull the 3.0 class, which I feel, in my opinion, is probably one of the tightest, well-ran classes of pullers that are around in the area.
Yeah.
Going up through the ranks. Even my guys that I pull with back home, where we don't have to be told to get ready. We don't have to be told to do this. So, we kind of much watch each other and what we got to do to get to the track and get it done.
Yeah.
Probably because we're all older and we want to be home by 10 o'clock.
Hey, can't argue there, right?
No.
All right, so you're running the 3.0 class. What kind of turbo do you have on
We
there?
run
Where's it
an
from?
Apex turbo.
Okay.
Ryan Salbean out of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
We run his Charger.
Okay.
Works well with our truck. We do a lot of stuff with him. Guy will probably one of the hardest turbo guys I've seen out there, because he'll make up a bunch of stuff and then we'll try it on the dyno. Sometimes it's good, and 9 times out of 10 it's like there's no change. And he's always, like us in the Duramax world, he's always trying to get that next level. He's a tractor guy. So he got into the smaller turbos, and the guy makes an outstanding turbo. And not only that, but if there is an issue, if you pop a charger, if you blow a wheel, you get some dirt in there, you can reach out to him or his wife. And 9 times out of 10, with overnight shipping on both ends, he'll have you back together to go out and pull, because he loves it just as much as we do. And that's been our experience across the board with him. And that's kind of what we deal with, guys that are in the industry, not only to make money, but still have the love of pulling. Tony Burkhardt with Dirty Hooker Diesel, Jeremy Wagler. Any given day, if you have an issue, they'll take your phone call
for sure
and get you back, or get you, hey, this is what we want to do, this is where we want to go to next, how are we going to get there? Sometimes they look at you and say, it ain't gonna happen. Other times it's gonna be like, it's gonna be a boatload of money, but we can make it happen.
Right.
And it's all what you do. So from April through November, lucky my wife supports what I do. You know what I mean? It lets me chase that dream. My children, I have 4 kids back home. They're a little older now, so they don't need as much attention. Well, they're all gone except for one. And she's in college, but so they allow me to do that, and just being around people, that have the same desire and the love that we have for the sport.
That's great. So, Chuck, we walked through quite a bit here. Anything else about the Duramax or just the truck in general that you want to mention?
No, she's a good girl, man. She treats you good. She's smooth. No, it's a good truck, and it's good, and it treats me good. Like I said, it's fueled by Extra G. John Humphrey Motorsports, Jeremy Wagler, Ryan Salbean, just a slew of guys to get to that where you're at. Like when I remember when I first got into it, and my first big event, and you look at all these guys that you've watched videos on, and you're just like this, at that time, just a turd. You're working hard to get there, and you ask them a question, and they stop what they're doing, and they look at you, and they're like, this is how, you know what I mean? And I'm like, wow, I just got talked to by a rock star. And now to get to that point where people know you and they're asking you to go to the events and, just give back to the guys coming up, and always learning, always stay teachable. I always stay teachable. I don't take myself too serious. I go to have fun. I work hard all week long. I don't want to come to the track and be miserable. So, we come out to have a good time. We travel with some good people. We do a lot with the pushers. We travel with them, Jen, Matrix, and them guys. Fluidampr, being able to get the truck out here today. Because, it's a good-looking truck. How
absolutely.
Many Chevrolets do you see out on the 3-inch world?
That's why we're stopping wanting to talk to you.
That competes competitively week in and week out.
right on cue. A couple people looking. No, you're good. Well, Chuck, again, really appreciate
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks so much for telling us about it. Guys, we appreciate you all watching this episode of Diesel of the Week. As always, make sure you're checking out enginebuildermag.com for more great engine content. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.